Hi, Brent Haynes with Wood Sound Flutes. I've got three beautiful flutes I want to share with you today. The first one I want to share with you is made out of Russian olive. This is a burley Russian olive. Russian olive is a tree that you can find all over the West. It has a little teeny olive-like berry that grows on it, and long spikes that are pretty nasty if you try to get into the tree and climb. The leaves are a silver gray. They're a long, thin silver gray leaf, and the bark is kind of a shaggy brown. I think they're a really beautiful tree. They tend to grow down along rivers or along wetland areas, and generally people don't actually like them very much because of the long needles, and they can be, you know, really hard to get around inside of. But it's a very beautiful wood. The wood tends to have this really caramel color to it with some strong banding. And if you have a piece that is particularly burly or has a lot of movement in the grain, as this one does, you can get some of the sapwood coming in and out of the flute, and a little bit of burl here and there. The burls on this wood tend to grow toward the surface of the wood, and so as you go toward the center of a tree, the burl disappears. And so you really, if you're going to get any burl on the flute itself, you really need to get that burl from the edge of the wood, which is what we've done on this particular flute. The other neat thing about this flute is it's tuned to a Osage tuning, which is a Middle Eastern tuning, and so I think that you'll find this really interesting. You'll notice as I play the flute that I lift my fingers up and I go straight up. So on a normal native style flute, the basic scale would be like this, and I would skip that third finger. However, on this flute, the basic scale is going to be like this, and then actually there's a thumb hole as well that I'll open to get my octave note. Isn't that amazing? Very, very different from the standard native tuning, but a lot of fun. And that's the Osage. The Osage is a really fun scale to use if you feel like you've kind of hit a plateau. Maybe you're playing the same sort of music all the time on your flutes. Some of these alternate tunings like the Osage or like the Medicine Man tuning can assist you in breaking through to trying different things with your fingering to get different sounds. When you lift your fingers, all of a sudden it sounds completely different than what you're used to, and so it really throws your brain into a whole new creative cycle. And that's what's really fun about the alternate tunings. The next flute I want to share with you is a Pernambuco flute. This is with buckeye burl trim on it. We've got some beautiful shoulder inlays with the buckeye burl and the solid turquoise inlays. Just a very, very elegant, streamlined, sleek, beautiful, elegant instrument. sounding wood. This particular wood, Pernambuco, is prized for its use in violin bows or stringed instrument bows because it has some really unique properties. When it's heated up, the modulus elasticity changes in the wood, and so they can create a bow and heat it and cause it to have more spring than it did originally. And so anyways, it creates really amazing bows. The best in the world are typically made out of Pernambuco. It also happens to be a wood that often is bright orange. And when it's bright orange, that was used very often for making dyes. And Portugal became really famous for the bright dyes that they created, in large part because of the woods that they gathered in Brazil. In fact, this is also known as Brazil wood, and it's the wood that Brazil was named after. And it's interesting, there's a state down there called Pernambuco, or a province down there called Pernambuco, and then the country is called Brazil, both of them named after the same wood. The last flute that I want to share with you is made from fence post Osage orange. This is one of my favorite flutes that we currently have in stock. It's got the falcon stoop, the falcon in its dive, and I just love this totem. I think it's so beautiful. This Osage orange is very vibrant sounding. This wood is well over 100 years old. It was made into a fence post well over 100 years ago. Typical Osage orange is brilliantly yellow. This yellow right in here is closer to what brand new Osage looks like, and then as the wood ages, it will turn to this honey golden brown. So this older wood is actually already honey golden brown. The end caps, totem, and mouthpiece are all made out of Tasmanian blackwood. There's a little bit of ebony, and then the buffalo turquoise for trim. Hope those were enjoyable for you. You're having a wonderful holiday season, and wishing you the very best.